Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany. Over here we shine light on self-care while embracing the journey of motherhood, and my goal is for us to find that balance together. So today's topic is going to be about self-care and mom guilt. Okay, so I am a mom of 3 and I am a military wife stationed in Japan, and I know a thing or two about needing self-care but also having mom guilt. So I just want to give you a few things that has helped me overcome mom guilt while pouring into myself, while embracing and welcoming self-care. This has been a journey for me, and I just want to share with you some of the things that I've done to, I guess you would say, debunk the theory that, you have to feel guilty, or self-care may be selfish, or to give you some more ways of how to navigate self-care as a mom without any mom guilt. So here are 5 ways to overcome mom guilt and to embrace self-care. Okay, so number one is acknowledging and validating the feeling. It's important that you realize that, hey, I do need some time for myself, and that's okay. And right away, it may not feel that way, but that's okay too. Mom guilt is a common emotion, and feeling that way does not make you a bad mom, and feeling like you need some time to yourself to do things for yourself does not make you a bad mom either. That's that part of us that care deeply for our family, that we definitely want to make sure that we are taking care of our family's needs. And sometimes whenever you are deep into your motherhood journey and you have little kids like I do, their needs, oftentimes they come before your needs. So anytime you feel like you want to prioritize your needs over theirs, there creeps in that little bit of mom guilt. But the most important thing for you to do is acknowledge the fact that, hey, I do need some time by myself, and I do feel a little bit of mom guilt, but acknowledging that feeling and validating the feeling of, I need time for myself, and that's okay. It's going to be super important. One of the things that you can do is journal about your feelings. Oftentimes I keep a journal, and I like to journal how I'm feeling throughout the week, or sometimes it's a day-to-day basis, but that really helps me reflect later on in life on where I was, and it allows me to see how far I've came and the things that I have overcame in the years past. So number 2 would be to shift your mindset as it pertains to self-care. So self-care is not selfish. It is definitely something that I have to tell myself oftentimes, is self-care is not selfish. It is me filling my cup up so that I can pour into my family. Whenever I feel depleted, or I feel like, I really need some time for myself, I cannot show up for my family the way that I really, really need to and want to, because I feel empty, I'm depleted. And so when I started to reframe my mind around self-care and how important it was to me, and how much I really really needed it, it allowed me to give myself some grace in that area, and it allowed me to say, you know what, this is not a selfish act. In fact, this act is fruitful for my family. It's going to be beneficial to my kids. It's going to be beneficial to my husband if I do take this time for myself to fill up my cup so that I can be there for them in the way that I really want to and need to. And oftentimes, I think a lot of times people look at self-care as this big, like, luxurious thing, and like it's a luxury, but it is not a luxury, because you don't necessarily have to go to the spa. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money on a self-care day, or to do things for yourself throughout the day. It is beneficial. It is essential. It is not a luxury. It is a necessity. So me realizing that I have to prioritize it, I need it, it's beneficial for me and my family, it really allowed me to just restructure how I looked at self-care as not as being selfish, but it's definitely a selfless act, in the sense that I'm doing something for myself that it essentially will help my family. So number 3 would be to set boundaries with your family around self-care. So this will be something that I think that is really important, because a lot of times Self-care can seem very sudden if you have not done it before. So if it's something that is not a part of your everyday routine, and then all of a sudden as a mom, you want to go to the spa, you want to be by yourself for an hour or do whatever, right? You want to go to your room and journal for 30 minutes. Like whatever you want to do that is different from your normal flow, it will seem a little bit off-putting to your family. They're like, wait, what's going on with mom? Maybe your husband is like, okay, wait, what? So it's really important that you set boundaries around your self-care time. Communicate with your partner, communicate with your kids. So what I like to do is I have something called mommy time, and I communicate with my kids when it's mommy time, and they know, they hate the word mommy time, by the way. They hate mommy time because they don't get to intrude on that time. They don't get to be with me at that time, and of course they want to be with me at every second, every moment of the day when they're not in school, but they can't. It's important that I communicate with them that, hey, this is mommy's time. This is my time to myself, and I need you to respect my time. I give you time alone to yourself to play with your friends at the park, and this is mommy's time by myself alone, and I need you to respect that. So, you know, if I'm at home and I want to go upstairs and read a book and just kind of close my door, light a candle, and just be by myself for, you know, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours even, like whatever I feel like I need in that day, you know, I let my kids know so they know, okay, don't knock on this door. Or, you know, mommy is leaving, I'm going to the spa, or I'm going to get a massage, or I'm going for a walk. This is my time. This is mommy time. And so they tend to understand it a little bit more, and they're happy to see me when I get back, of course. And so that has helped with that verbiage, have helped me with my children. And as far as my husband, I make sure that I communicate with him like where I'm at. You know, I try not to let him know when I'm at my limit, and there have been times in the past where I have just gotten to my limit and I'm just like, I gotta get out of here, I need some time. And I don't like to get to that point, because when I'm at that point, that means that the times prior to that I have not communicated well about about my needs. So I make sure, you know, now that I communicate with my husband and we plan days for me to do things alone by myself. And not that self-care in general is all about being alone, but we'll get to that in another video for another day. We're talking specifically today about mom guilt, about feeling bad for doing things outside of your family for yourself. And for my husband, you know, sometimes I'll send him a text message while he's at work, like letting him know, like, hey babe, can you pick up the kids today? I would like to X, Y, and Z for an hour or whatever. And sometimes we talk about it prior to me doing something. So I'll let him know, like, hey, on Tuesday, I would like to go to the spa, or on Tuesday, I have a solo date with myself. Is that okay with you? How's your schedule? How do you feel about that? So that's something that we like to talk about and communicate. And it is something that now he definitely initiates and lets me know, like, hey, when do you need some time for yourself? And I'm there for you, so that he doesn't get caught off guard, you know, so he doesn't feel that I am disrupting the flow of the house and how things function. And there have been times where, you know, I have really needed something kind of sudden, and it did kind of disrupt the flow of the home, and it made me feel bad for leaving, because I felt like I left my house kind of unsettled. The kids were a little unsettled. My husband might have been unsettled, even though he, you know, told me yes, go. But, you know, I may have just been feeling a little bit overwhelmed that day or whatever. And I really feel like that's when mom guilt creeps in for me the most, when I feel like I have not communicated effectively with my family on my needs. So it's important that you advocate for yourself effectively in a timely manner about, you know, your needs. And it's something that's going to happen, you know, over time. It's not going to be easy right away. It's not like the mom guilt is going to subside right away. I think with practice, with repetition, and putting this into your routine as like a daily thing or a weekly thing, monthly thing, just a normal part of your life as a mom, you will begin to feel less and less guilty about your time for yourself. outside of your family. Which brings me to number 4, and that is starting small for self-care. Okay, sometimes if we go right into like this big thing right away with self-care, it can leave us feeling guilty. Like I said before in number 3, you know, if you have not done this before and this is something that you're trying to incorporate into your journey of motherhood, then start small. You know, start with journaling 30 minutes a day before your kids get up, or taking some time on the weekend for yourself, maybe 30 minutes or an hour or 2 hours, something that's really small that doesn't disrupt the flow of your family or doesn't disrupt your marriage in any way, because you don't want that to happen either. And if any feelings come up with your kids or any feelings come up with your husband, make sure you communicate with them about it. You know, let them know, like, hey, how do you feel about, you know, ask them, how do you feel about, you know, my mommy time? Or if they are in their feelings about it and you can tell that they're in their feelings about it, it's a good thing to just kind of open up that line of communication and say, hey, like, what's going on? Like, do you want to talk about it? And you never know, that may be something that they, you know, maybe adjusting to as well, especially if it's something like all of a sudden you go on this big girls trip and your family has never been without you before, and now you're off in Greece for a week with your girlfriends, and they're like, wait a minute, you know what I mean? It's like, wait, hold on. And it's not to say that you don't need that time to yourself, you do, but that was like something that was like super sudden that your family wasn't expecting. And so now that your family is, you know, not with you for a week, it's like something that's totally new to them. So I would recommend starting small. If this is something that you are trying to incorporate or you want to incorporate into your motherhood journey, I would suggest, you know, start small. Start with the little things, journaling, walking, 30 minutes here, spa day, nail day, like whatever you want to do that is not going to disrupt the flow of your family as much as a girls trip. And last but not least, number 5 is to celebrate yourself and your progression on your journey with self-care. So whenever you see that you have done this for a while and you are feeling better about leaving your family or telling your kids, hey, mommy has to go have mommy time, and you see that, you know, whew, that kind of worked out. Okay, everybody's good. I'm feeling great. They're feeling great. Everything is good. Celebrate that time. Reflect on your patterns, your behavior. What did you do? You know, how did you lead up to peace and calmity when it comes to you taking time for yourself? Because it's important for you to reflect on those moments so that you know like what you need to do moving forward, and so that it can combat that mom guilt. So I hope that this video helped you, and I hope that you decide to incorporate self-care into your motherhood journey, because like I said, it is not a luxury. It is essential, and it is a necessity to your life as a woman and to your motherhood journey, because you have to fill up your cup in order for you to pour out and give love to your family. All right, if you like this video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up so that I know that you love this video. Make sure you share this with a mom that you know could really use some of this advice, or this could help. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to become a beauty, because we are on this journey together. And make sure you leave me some comments down below if you have any questions about self-care, or if there's any tips that you have to the other beauties that you would like to give on self-care as it pertains to mom guilt. What are some of the things that you do? We would love to know. I would love to know. So make sure you leave me some comments down below as well. And I definitely want to build a community of women who are also on a journey to wellness and living a healthy life, and you know, all the things. So make sure you subscribe and become a beauty. All right, beautiful. Until the next video, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.